Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Stinker77. Today we're going to do a tutorial, and I want to do it in a little bit of a different style than what I usually do. I mean, it'll still be, place blocks here, do this, do that, but I want to try to do it as I think out how I do it, okay? So today we're going to try to build a mud maker, something that takes the dirt. All you do is place the dirt and it will automatically turn it into mud and that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you how I go through this process, and well, let's get started with this. Okay, I imagine that placing the block will happen right here, and I want a piston to push the blocks down this row so that it gets out of the way when it's done. So I'm going to put a piston right here. Now, as you know, put a piece of dirt or any other block there, nothing happens. It doesn't do anything because there's nothing to activate the block here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on a trick that allows us to see a block has been placed. And the way I do this is I like to use a redstone torch. Now, if you notice here, the redstone torch is active, but the redstone dust is not. When you put a block in place in the middle, it allows that signal to pass through to the redstone, okay? So we're going to use that as a way to activate this block. So now what I want to do here is I want to put a repeater. 1 tick should work, but if it doesn't, I'm going to go with 2 just to be safe. And then I'm going to put another block here. I'm going to use another block type, and let's just use iron blocks because they're, easy to get, kind of. And so the redstone signal, when activated, goes through the redstone repeater, which gives us a little bit more of a burst, and it puts it into here. And let's put a piece of redstone dust here. So I think this should work when I put a piece of dirt down, and it does. You can see that works. Now, this is going to be pushing along, and there is a limit to how far this will work, right? And I believe it's 12 blocks is what a piston can push, and that's it. That's the whole thing. So, but we don't want to do just 12. We want to do more than 12 pieces of mud when we do this. So we're going to work on the next thing is how to fix that down at this end. So again, when a block is here in this position, we want the blocks to be pushed, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to do something very similar with this. So I'm going to just go right here. I'm going to put down a redstone torch, and as you can see, that is lit. And then we're going to have a repeater on this side, which will put out the burst of power. And we're going to circle around here. And then what we're going to have on this place is we're going to do probably 8 blocks with redstone on top. And then what happens is we're going to have this be pushed by pistons. So I'm going to push it against those faces. And you can see they activate immediately because the redstone signal is there. Now, as soon as this, I put the block right here, of course, then this will retract because there's nothing anywhere in the way. Let me also fill in this piece of sand. Okay, so I'm going to put a piston right here. Here we go. And then they retracted. So you can see that worked. Now, if I put in 8 more or so, it should get all the way down to the end, and we should hear this piston run. So this was not there. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it pushed, and then this can keep on going. So now we have a way of getting, well, pretty much 8 rows by 12 if we fill this all the way out of mud, and this system should just keep on going. So now we just have to work on the water bottle dispensing mechanism area. Where this dirt block is where I want the mud transformation to happen. So when a piece of dirt gets pushed here, it gets pushed here and then immediately gets turned into mud, or this one gets turned into mud. Either one doesn't matter as long as something gets turned into mud as it goes down the line to the other system, right? And so the dispenser would normally be here, and you would think the next step would be to work on the water bottle dispensing system, but I want to work on the empty water bottles, because if you imagine that the water bottle gets dispensed, it's now empty, where does it go? And we have to work on that, I think, first. So I'm going to clear out these 3 blocks right here, because what I'm imagining is this will be a dispenser filled with empty water bottles. So let me do that. You can see I've done some testing already. And also going into that will be a hopper, which will pick up the water bottles. Now we want to fill this also. So no matter what, when one water bottle goes over to here and gets dispensed, it's empty water bottle. Is it a water bottle when it's empty? It's when an empty bottle gets dispensed, it gets turned into a water bottle because there will be a water source here. And then on one of these bottles will come down, but this cannot pick up a full water bottle. Okay, so that's kind of good. And then what we're going to have here is we're going to have a dispenser right here. And this is going to have water bottles in it. And we can put those in there like that. And then, of course, it's going to be feeding from the top more water bottles. Okay, so that's the idea of this system. So now all we have to do is tie the redstone in together and then make, in essence, a water column. So let's do that right now. We're going to start with the water column first. And We're going to change this block down here to soul sand. Now all we need is some water buckets. As you know from making the water elevators, if you have soul sand below, it makes a water elevator. Okay, so we're going to go on up another level. And on this level, we want the water to kind of go across and over. So we're going to make that kind of a system here. And that means going out a little bit here. So let's go out and up. And let's see, we're going to go out and up like this. And on the front here, I'm going to put a piece right here and here. I'm going to put glass in the front. There we go. And I fell in the hole. And that looks like it. So let's just add some water here on each of the levels. So it's water source blocks. And I think the last thing I want to do is I want to cover this with glass, just in case something gets thrown up, and that'd be good. So that looks like it works. It should work anyway. And the last thing I think I need to do is some redstone. And I believe all I need to do is go into, because remember that right below this block here, you can see, this took out my redstone. But you can see that's where the dispenser is. Let's put this back and let's go fix my redstone. That happens too. Water and redstone don't mix. Fortunately, it was just a torch. And the redstone that goes right there. So we'll put a piece of redstone there. And let's get the redstone torch. Probably don't need dispensers anymore. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to run a redstone line, I believe, from here over to this block. And that should, because the redstone will power the block below, which will power the dispenser. I think that's it. So again, this has 5 water bottles. As soon as one gets dispensed from here, one will come down, but we should refill it automatically. So if I do this really quick, let's watch here. And I didn't see anything come in there, but it's full, and we got mud. See, there's a water bottle. You saw that come through again? Here we go again. And so right now it's recycling, so all I should have to do is just sit here and go like this. And there's a potential for this to go faster with one tick, but I've seen where it doesn't work sometimes. So I just do something like this, make a little like cubby hole so I can stand in it, point at this head of the piston, and I just hold down the right mouse button. And just like that, we're making mud, and we're making mud all the time, and it's a lot easier than, you know, getting a water bottle, putting it in the water, then moving around, putting it in dirt. There you go. So if you look here, all the mud. That was the first one we did, test block. So it seems to be working really nicely. All right, guys, I showed you how I kind of like went through this process of building a mud maker, how I thought about it, what I needed to do, solved it piece by piece. We first started with how to make the thing push the pieces out of the way so we can put another one down. Then out behind me, we've learned how to, once we get a full row, how do we move it out of the way so that we can keep on working? And then I worked on the water bottle, both the placing of the water bottles onto the mud or dirt to make mud, and then the empty water bottles, refilling them and getting them back up to be recycled. So this whole system works. It works great. And it just shows you how you can do things if you just take your time and try to figure out what's stopping you from continuing on and solving that problem. Anyway, guys, I sure hope you like this video. If you do, please click that like button. If you have any comments, put them down in the comment section. And if you'd like to be notified of the videos that I produce, please subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you get all the notifications, okay? Thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.